first, would you like to hear from a bona fide England and Manchester United legend?
As Gappers would say. Which bona fide Manchester United legend are we talking about here?
We're talking a bit of Rio Ferdinand. He joined talkSPORT Breakfast this morning. He is going to be part of... Oh, no, I'm not allowed to say that yet, so I'll just bite my tongue. He is going to be involved in some form of something in the near future, and so you'll find out about that. Maybe next Thursday, who could say? They covered a number of topics, including him calling for Manchester United to give Carrick the job permanently, England's chance of the World Cup, wanting West Ham to stay up this season. But let's start off with England and how he thinks they are going to cope stateside.
It is a concern for me. I was in LA about 3 weeks ago, and it's not even at its hottest. It's not even where it's going to be. It was unbearable. So the heat in some parts of Mexico, in the States especially, obviously Canada as well, it's going to be really tough. And I think that's going to be something to be considered as well. Are our players capable of working at the level they need to work at the time we need them to over those games during this World Cup to be successful? And I think that could be, I think it's an undoing in certain teams and certain situations. I just hope it's not going to be the case for us.
We need to get, by the way, Master one of those England LA hats. I'm glad we did get to see him because, you live in LA, you now live here, you're halfway between the two.
That looks like something you can buy on Oxford Street.
It's coming home.
And some of the heat they'll be dealing with, they will not be coming.
Where's the shirt? Get it in here. Left it in the other room earlier. That's going to be the hottest World Cup ever, I believe they think.
I would not doubt that. Considering I was on the pitch side for the Club World Cup, it took me a good month to overcome some of the dehydration that I experienced personally, and I wasn't even playing. The fans and that's why you keep. I keep proper hydrated too. I literally
always available.
Just to go back to that fact before we continue on Rio. My videographer that I had for the Club World Cup, I felt so bad for him. At halftime, I would go inside the media press area to grab him 3 or 4 the coldest bottles of water I could possibly find, because he was just drenched in sweat. And in that meantime, as I'm carrying these bottles, I'm seeing literally people passing out in the stands, being carried out by paramedics. And I'm handing their friends some of those bottles of water. It was that humid. It was that hot. So when everyone's complaining about, the cooling water breaks or whatever, it's for commercials and all, and I'm not dismissing that reality, but I need people to understand the stadiums that will be outdoors. You need to have those cooling breaks, because if it's anything like we experienced at the Club World Cup last year, it is going to be treacherous.
Where were you based for those games out of interest? A little bit of Ali McCoy's to my voice right now. Where were you based for those games?
DC and Atlanta for the most part, and spent some time in New York as well, but all throughout the East Coast.
See, I'd have thought like Atlanta in a dome stadium, they could have.
The dome was fine.
Dealt with it. Okay.
The dome was fine. The dome stadiums will be a huge benefit and a huge advantage to the nations that are.
And like Carolina, Bank of America, that was a huge issue, but that's not a stadium for the World Cup.
No,
you got Dallas, which is going to be a problem heat-wise, but it's a dome as well. Like
in terms of the outdoor elements of it, that will be a challenge for the domes. But the one I'm most concerned with is MetLife Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the stands for Palmeiras-Chelsea semifinal. And when I tell you, I have never been that hot and that sweaty at a match, any sport. It could be baseball, it could be soccer, it could be American football, any outdoor sport. I have never been that exhausted, that sweaty, that dehydrated in my life.
It's lucky I wasn't there, to be honest, because
listen,
I'd have survived 10 minutes maybe and then got on a plane home.
The sun is just beating down on you in the middle of the afternoon in New York during a very humid summer. I tried to go in the concourse, and just the simple fact of just trying to find a bottle of water. First off, it's going to take you 20 minutes to get through the concourse and the concessions. If it wasn't a guy that I literally looked at and said, hey, what is the fastest way for me to buy a bottle of water? I'm literally about to pass out. If he wasn't able to just sneak me a bottle of water, I don't know what I would have done. And that is the concern that I have, just not for the fans that will be at the World Cup in those outdoor stadiums, but for the players as well. And if Rio was speaking about...
We're actually lucky that beer is going to cost $20 a beer, because then...
Oh, at that point, it's just good luck. But to Rio's point, as he was talking about Japan and Korea and how exhausted they were in that heat, I agree with him that the depth that nations have is going to be such a huge advantage.
For me, there's a number of factors to this, right? You're absolutely right. Heat is a huge issue, and they have introduced the drinks breaks, and the commercialism of that potentially is going to be a concern. And we've had to debate internally, do we play ads during that time? Do we not? TV are going to be doing it, but we go up against non-commercial radio partners here in the UK, so we don't want people switching over if they get an ad in the middle of a game. It's been a whole debate and a conversation, right? We're not going to do it. No ads during the games, don't worry. But we talked about it because,
Conversation worth having.
Still got to make your money,
100%.
right? You still got to make your money. I don't think anyone blames you for that. From my perspective, there's the number of factors on this, right? So you're going to have the drinks breaks. Back then, 3 subs, no more. Now you've got a 5-sub system. You've got additional subs during Mass Fiesta, extra time, overtime as well. And on top of that, from an England-specific perspective, and this is what Paul Scholes said this week, they play very, very different football. In Japan, Korea, we're talking about wing-back system. We're talking about counter-attacking. We're talking about trying to be fast and free-flowing, this England side's going to be trying to hold possession. They're going to want to have 60-70% possession in a game. They're going to want to slow games down. And you know what? I can sit here and I can talk about boring Arsenal. I can slag you off all day long and I can talk about 1-0 wins. If England win every game 1-0, if they go full Greece and win a World Cup, I do not care.
Have some shame.
I have no shame.
Have some shame.
If come July the 19th, I am wheeling a shirt above my head, I am running around this studio, that shirt will have been on my body, so you're all going to see what's jiggling. I will be elated with a 1-0 winner. Harry Kane, scrappy goal from a corner, tapped in from a yard out. I am all over it. Give me my shirt, baby.
Where was this?
Come on, England. Come on, England. 1-0 to the England is absolutely fine with me.
Where was this a month ago? When Arsenal was winning 1-0 and playing these drawn-out games, these defensive tactical games.
But it's always the case. You don't care when it's your team doing it, but you hate it as a neutral when someone else is doing it because it makes your viewing experience more boring.
I just made fun of Steve for his Man City fanfic. It feels like this is your England fanfic.
I remember Southgate. It was his first or his second tournament with the 3-0 Sweden win in the knockout stages. And I remember getting to that point and going, we watched it. I was in East London and we watched it in this warehouse party. And I remember getting to the midway through the second half and we were so comfortable. And having enjoyed, in air quotes, 8, 7, 9 tournaments, whatever it is at this point as an England fan during my lifetime, having enjoyed the golden generation failing me time and time again, having watched Sol Campbell's goal ruled out against Argentina, nonsense, and David Beckham sending off and all of that, having gone through all of that, it was so weird to be comfortable in a knockout stage. I didn't know how to behave. I was just like, oh, well, do we go out? Do we enjoy it? Do we sing? Do we this? Oh, what? I genuinely don't know how to behave in that situation as an England fan. So, you know what? If we're scraping 1-0 wins, but we're getting through the stages, and, if we get to Brazil in Miami, which is a very big possibility, if we get to Mexico in Mexico, which is a big possibility, we top our group, and we get to some of those games, and we get some good football.
2 outdoor stadiums you just mentioned, though.
Hot.
2 outdoor stadiums. And if there's anything I've learned about English people, they love complaining about the heat, even if it's, respectfully, as a native Texan, not hot at all. It will be a concern if you do go to Miami. I believe England's facing Panama at MetLife Stadium. That is going to be a challenge. I believe it's the last game of the group. But either way, the fact is that it's going to be exhausting in the moment. But the thing I will never forget about the Club World Cup was for the next month, I was just drained from that heat. And again, I was just standing in the heat. I was not running essentially half a marathon in that heat as the players were.
You're not a physically unfit man, though, but I would say you're also not a professional footballer who,
by any means,
expects to be able to chase down balls.
There may be an AI video of that, but that's about it.
So I would say that there's a different level of expectation, but it's undoubtedly something that we need to be potentially concerned about.